everybody, this is Peggy for Cropstop.com, and I want to show you how I made this beautiful butterfly. Is that like too beauteous or what? This is one of the card shapes that I usually don't make. It's a 5x5, but look at that. That butterfly is perfect. Now let me show you how I made that. What I used was just this 3 pieces. This is called the Nested Butterflies 2 by Spellbinders. Isn't that so simple? We're just going to use those 3 dies. I'm going to use my Cuddle Bug, a little sanding block, a little bit of bling, and show you how quick we can make this. Let me move some things here and we'll get started. Now what I've gone ahead and done is the piece that I did on the purple one, you see the solid purple there, I used the Sizzix, and I think it's called Flowers and Bowstrings or something like that. Embossing folder. On this one I used one from Craft Concepts. It's actually one of their Christmas vines, and I did that for one reason. You may not be able to get this one anymore because they're a limited edition, but I wanted to show you that you can use just a portion of your Cuttlebug folder, and it doesn't have to be Christmas. This is definitely not going to be Christmas. And all I did was used a paper that has a white background like this. This is basic gray, and we have this paper available at Cropstop. And then once you embossed it, I just took my sanding block and just did a little bit of sanding. Let me scooch this over and show you. And I don't have to worry about doing a lot in the middle because obviously my butterfly is going to be covering that up. By just sanding that a little, wipe off the dust, that's how I got the two-tone right there. So that's going to be the base to my card, and then we're going to show you now how we're going to cut that die. I'm going to be using the largest die, and what's really nice about Spellbinders dies, they give you the option that you can just cut it out, or if you want to emboss it, you can emboss and cut. This particular card I only cut it, and I'm going to use the green. Now here's how I do this. I use my A plate and my B plate, and this is the one that I cut all the time. That's why you see all the cuts in there. Then I'm going to put my paper down. Can we go over there and see that real good? Let's move the camera just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to put it face down. Now face down means that your cutting lines are going to be face down. Okay? Then I'm going to put my C plate on top. I'm going to try something here. I also want to cut a little green one, so I'm going to put my little green butterfly right there. Make sure he's face down. And put my C plate on top, and we're just going to roll it through. That little clicking noise you heard is perfectly fine. That just means that your die is all the way through. Make sure I got that out of there. Well, you know what? That didn't cut all the way through, so let me run it through one time more. And that happens on occasion depending on the quality of your paper and where you've got it centered. So you can run it through a couple of times. I don't ever get too worried about that. And that looks like it did it that time. Yeah, look at there. It came right out. Okay? Now the other thing you'll notice on here, I have to wiggle this just a little to get it out. And the other thing I do is I take my pen, which I forgot to bring a pen, so let me just use my scissors. And if you stick the side right into these little holes here, it'll come right out. Because we aren't going to use those little pieces. That's our opening. And then we can loosen it up, and she comes right out of there. Now you want to be a little careful in these little areas here that are kind of thin that you don't tear them. Just pull it right out of there like so. There you go. And then you'll just take your, well, I'm going to use one side of my scissors. Your scissors and those little those little spots will just pop right out. But we don't need to do that. So there is my first butterfly. Pretty cool, huh? Now what do I do with that little one? Oh, here it is hiding over here. Now let me clear this off, and I'm going to actually get my little pen and show you how I get this one. Now I went ahead and cut out this other one just so I could quick show you there are little holes here. I just take a straight pin and push through, and that's how I get all these out. And they come out really super quick. So you don't have to worry too much about it getting stuck in there. But you want to do that before you cut your next one out because it won't cut as nice, obviously. See how easy those pop right out of there then. And like I said, I'm just using a straight pin. Well, now that one's making a liar out of me. There we go. Okay. So I've cut out my 3 butterflies. Now, of course, I'm going to make the card, but I just wanted to give you another option here. This is what I want to do with some of these butterflies because you don't have to layer them even though they're called nested. I'm going to put them on a scrapbook page, and just to show you, I'm going to put them up the side with a little bit of vine, and then I'm going to put my pictures and my journaling there. So they don't have to just be for card making. Okay, so that's for you scrapbookers because, you know, I do both scrapbooking and card making. Now, I went ahead and put my little foam dots on the back, and here's my card base again. I'm just going to place that on there. And I just use whatever bling I have. I wanted to use my pearl pins, but I wanted this to dry quick so you could see, and it wouldn't dry fast enough, so I just used bling. And then we're going to go ahead and put this right in the center. And again, I used foam dots because if you've watched videos in the past, you know I love dimensional stuff. So that's why I always use lots of foam dots and foam tape and foam squares, whatever I can get to put under there. And then we're going to put this one right in the center. And voila, check that out. Is that just beautiful? And all it was is 3 dies, a little bit of paper, sanding, a little bit of embossing, some bling, and look at the beautiful card you can make with that. I'm telling you girls, you've got to get yourself some of these Nestability butterflies. Let me bring those back in so you can see. It's just the 3 die set. It's called Nested Butterflies number 2. So stop over to cropstop.com and get yourself some of these awesome Nestabilities and make yourself a beautiful card, and be sure to tell them Peggy sent you. Bye!